Hey guys, so this is going to be a fairly quick and unscripted video because I just got finished watching the final season of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, and I am supremely satisfied. I'm going to come back later and do a video that has spoilers, but for now, I want to talk broadly about why I'm so happy with it, but without any spoilers because it's been approximately like 12 hours since it came out, and I know most people did not spend an entire like 8 hours watching all of it and then screaming about it with friends. So yeah, that's why this is not very edited with a lot of clips and whatnot. So number one, the romance. I think that anyone who watched the show could get like a queer vibe from it. Like, you can't watch She-Ra and the Princesses of Power and not think queer. Like, hey Adora, there is just little interactions between literally almost any character. You could see a lot of queerness in it. And a lot of shows, namely Voltron, did that too in a way, and then never really followed through with it. And then when they realized how that pissed off a large fan base, decided to change, and it all together just came off as fake. But I remember reading somewhere that Noelle had written this entire thing from the very beginning, like there'd always been 5 seasons planned. So all of the pacing and stuff came out perfectly, and in this final season, everything got tied up in a nice little bow. The ships just, they satisfied me because the way they were presented, there was no rush, there was no heel turn, there was no, here's a side character that you saw once being shoved in with the main character so you can say gay, but not, not too much. So I'm very happy with it. I think if you watch it, you'll be happy with it too. There are, like 3 or 4 queer ships confirmed, and then 2 het ones, which you guys can have those, because those were really well scripted. I really like how they put those in. I'm gonna leave it there. Number 2, I really liked the villain. I gotta say, like, I keep comparing this to Voltron, and I'm sorry about that, but Voltron is like the next thing that I spent a large portion of my life obsessed with. But Voltron had, what's his name? Voltron had a villain whom I have forgotten, who, since I forgot it, you can see how not impactful he was. Basically, he got killed off in the 2nd season and then brought back for occasional, oh no, he's not dead scenes. But, like, there wasn't a good escalation of villains. Usually it goes from small villain to medium to large, or it goes, we have this large villain looming way back over there, and we're gonna, like, rise up and get to the level where you can get to that person. And She-Ra really did go the route of, we're fighting Hordak. Look how horrible and hard Hordak and Catra are. And then season 5 said, haha, you thought. And the way that they presented the new characters felt organic. It didn't feel rushed, didn't feel pushed or forced in. And the way that those characters were dealt with, like the abuse that was throughout the series. I gotta say, one of my fears was that the show wasn't going to be able to deal with the abuse that had happened. Like, the theme of the show, the thesis, is abuse. And I was very concerned that they wouldn't be able to actually deal with that in a satisfying way. Like, Steven Universe Future decided to focus on mental health, and I was not happy with how it ended because it just didn't give the right message. It wasn't well done. It wasn't implemented right. But She-Ra really did resolve things. I mean, it's a kid's show, first and foremost, and it did resolve everything in a way that was understandable for all audiences and very entertaining to watch. Overall, I really enjoyed the mood. Like, I remember, I guess, the early 2010s, we had like an era of darker animation for kids, like the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Transformers Prime, which were kids shows from the 80s revamped for a new era. And despite being aimed at kids 10 to 12, they were pretty dark. Like, if you were older and you watched them, you probably caught more. But even as a kid, I was able to see, wow, that's something there, isn't it? And recently, we haven't really had, we've had it, but we haven't had so much commitment to it, I guess. we haven't had it done as well. And I was just very, very happy with the mood and overall tone because it never lost the whole friendship is power or any of the, kindness will save the day kind of stuff. Because that would have been a sellout too. When you watch these kind of shows, you know what you're getting in for. And when I was watching She-Ra, I knew I was going to get a friendship is power and saves the day kind of thing. And that's what I got. And I'm happy with how they made that work with their darker tone. So overall, I am very satisfied with She-Ra. And I think that She-Ra does show that DreamWorks can be trusted with some franchises. I think that Voltron was a blip. It was a mistake. And I think that part of that was due to the management and the showrunners more so than the studio. Because obviously they have nothing against queer ships. The Dragon Prince and She-Ra proves this. And I appreciate them not queer baiting. I appreciate their attention to detail. So overall, I think I've said this like a bajillion times already. I am happy. I am satisfied. And if you were a fan of She-Ra and you were waiting for the reviews to come in, here you go. I loved it, and I'll be coming back in a few days, I would hope, with a more in-depth review. Thank you for watching, and dear viewers, this is where we part. I hope you guys were to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to discuss it or yell about it with me, feel free to do so in the comments, or you can follow my Instagram, which I continually forget to link. Thank you. See you guys next time.